My name is Roanna Tella. I am a visual artist living and working in Lagos, Nigeria. I finished from University of Lagos, where I studied painting in 2019, and I have been practicing professionally since then. My work largely borders on like various emotional states with a core focus on how I deal with recurring overwhelming emotions. So it's like a documentative process for me. I remember just practicing with really small oil tubes in 2017 in my year one, and I just started with portraits and like busts or like just heads, and I just went on with it. The turning point in my career so far has been the embroidery that I recently started working with. So I quite did not know how I was going to go execute the series, but I knew that I had like a short prose that I wanted the series to like go out with to the audience, but I don't know how to put it into the work. So Tony suggested textile, and then I started researching. I started looking to embroidery, and initially I wanted to like try my hands on tapestry, but I can't get a loom and all of that. So I just like decided to experiment with embroidery and sewing around the borders of the work, and that's how the whole thing started out. So my creative process is it's not spontaneous, unfortunately. I might be doing something else and I'll get an idea, and then I have to like make a recording or like just write it down in my notes app, and then I can also bring in other ideas when I like remember by going back to the vision board I already created. So like it just helps, it guides me through the whole creating process. My artistic style is figurative, first of all. I mean, I've had people say, okay, they see abstraction in it, but I don't see abstraction in it. So it's largely figurative and stylized. Although, like after creating those portraits in like maybe browns and like those early portraits, I started looking at abstraction. And the thing with abstraction is like if your conceptualization is not so strong, it kind of doesn't like really hold weight. So like I had to, you know, try other things and like go back to portraits and color theory, and like just start with the basics before branching out and exploring other things. The three words that come to mind when I hear the title of this exhibition, I am and nothing else, are rest, resistance, and self. Some of the themes that I portray in my work are like managing healthy coping mechanisms and like mental resilience, and trying to document one's process from like what I have read about like the way African women were treated in like previous years. They did not respect or rate African women then, so it's just really sad. So I think that's also like where resistance comes in, and like the part saying no, or I can't do what you're saying you want me to do just because you want me to do it. So resistance. My works speak to the theme as like a suggestion to whoever encounters the work to rest, not only when your body is telling you to rest, because by then it's too late, and to also see resting and dreams as like a way to exercise freedom and create your reality, like an alternate reality where one is at peace and like one can control, even though they might not have like full control over what is happening at that particular time. Art has a lot of role to play in shaping and changing the narrative of African women in different ways. It can be as a documentative process, history and like education for like generations to come, so it can like do a lot of things as far as the main like context is about African women and how they're navigating current times. The most challenging part of creating these works is the embroidery. So with the embroidery, the kind of thread that I'm using is, it kind of unravels if you don't put it through the eye of the needle well. Basically, if I'm not really careful and I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, I'm going to have to like cut it and start over again. And the thing with starting over again is it already creates holes in the canvas, and the holes are quite large because the needle is large, because the thread is large. I just try to pay attention to what I'm doing, and I just try to calm down and like finish a letter or a word or a whole bar, and before I move on to the next step. The easiest part has been choosing colors, honestly. Yes, that has been the easiest part, and I think also coming up with the idea and like choosing what image or like what gesture or pose I want on the figure. I'm revisiting my first favorite colors, which are blue, like family of blue, cerulean, ultramarine, purple, and lilac, all of that, and like a bit of mint and teal. My first favorite color was ultramarine. That's like when I started painting in 2017, because it has this I don't know what it is about the color, but it looks like midnight blue and it just looks very attractive. And the way I explored blues and ceruleans, then I explored it from a melancholic point of view. So now for this series, I'm trying to, or I will be exploring it in a calm and peaceful, in a serene way. So it's not like the mood will be sad. It's going to be a very calming blue or calming choice of blues and greens. And yeah, when viewers encounter my works, I want them to first and foremost see rest as an important activity and not something, not like a reward or anything like that, and also like an opportunity to be free in the alternate reality that everyone can create in their mind, and also kind of will themselves to remember their dreams. If I could affect change in any area or era of art history, I think that would be recognition for Black artists, because I read somewhere, or there was a time where certain museums were not accepting or recognizing works made by Black artists.